You think you know The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey? Well, here's 15 things you may not have known about Bilbo's adventure.
I'm going on an adventure!
Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh were interested in filming The Hobbit in 1995 before beginning work on Lord of the Rings. Their vision was to create a trilogy, with The Hobbit serving as part 1 and Lord of the Rings being parts 2 and 3.
I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
An adventure? Now, I don't imagine anyone west of Bree would have much interest in adventures.
After the release of the third Lord of the Rings film, Return of the King, both Peter Jackson and the Tolkien estate filed lawsuits against New Line Cinema, claiming lost revenue and breach of contract, respectively. Both suits were settled out of court, and Peter Jackson began developing The Hobbit.
What is it?
Dragon!
New Line Cinema and MGM announced in 2007 that there would be 2 Hobbit films, then titled The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and The Hobbit, There and Back Again. They also announced that Peter Jackson would be the executive producer and not direct, and that the budgets for each film would be $150 million. In 2008, Guillermo del Toro was hired to direct the films. Peter Jackson and Guillermo del Toro were close to working together in 2005 on a Halo film, but the project fell apart. Del Toro wanted to shoot the film himself, and Peter Jackson offered to shoot second unit. Del Toro brought on Hellboy creator Mike Mignola to work with concept artists from the first trilogy, John Howe and Alan Lee. Guillermo del Toro was going to ask his longtime collaborator Ron Perlman to voice the dragon Smaug. In 2010, after over a year of pre-production and the film still not being officially greenlit due to MGM's financial troubles, Del Toro left the project because of ongoing delays. There were rumors that the studios wanted District 9 director Neil Blomkamp, X-Men Last Stand director Brett Ratner, Harry Potter 1-5 director David Yates, or Wedding Crashers director David Dobkin to replace him. Later that year, New Line and Warner Brothers announced that Peter Jackson would return to direct, and that the film had officially been greenlit.
Welcome, Master Baggins, to the company of Thorin Oakenshield.
Principal photography began on March 21, 2011 in Wellington, New Zealand, and concluded on July 6, 2012, after 266 days of filming. Later that month, Peter Jackson announced that although envisioned as a 2-part film, The Hobbit would become a trilogy.
Ooh, do you hear that, lads? He says we'll blunt the knives.
Blunt the knives, bend the forks,
Smash the bottles and burn the corks.
the glasses and crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates!
The first scene that was shot was Bilbo and Gollum's riddle-off and took 10 days to shoot. After completing his scene, Andy Serkis directed the second unit for all 3 films. The Hobbit was filmed in 3D using 48 Red Epic cameras, that's 24 rigs with 2 cameras each, and shot in 48 frames per second instead of the normal 24 frames per second, and became the first feature film to release in the high frame rate format. Aidan Turner, who plays Keeley, only needed 30 minutes of makeup, while Stephen Hunter, who plays Bombur, would spend over 100 minutes in the makeup chair every single day. The Hobbit was released in 2013, 75 years after the book was first published. The 3D IMAX prints consisted of 98 reels, that's 49 per eye, totaling over 21.5 miles of film. Like the other Lord of the Rings films, Peter Jackson makes a cameo.
What are you going to do now, wizard? That'll do it.
And here's a bonus one. To promote The Hobbit, Air New Zealand released a mock in-flight safety video featuring characters of the films, and Peter Jackson even makes a cameo.
And cut!
It's time to stow all electronic devices.
That's it for this episode of You Think You Know Movies. Make sure to subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and get the latest movie and TV news on ScreenCrush.com.